record for the shortest 100 meters sprint time of 9.58 seconds.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome.
AI Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
I've been curious. Who exactly is the youngest swimmer in the world?
Oh, I'll tell you. Alexander Tarek, age 10, is the youngest and fastest swimmer in World Championships history. Tarek has been swimming competitively since the age of 4.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I'm glad I wowed you.
Hey, High Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Who is the shortest basketball player in the world?
I like your curiosity. I'll tell you. Muggsy Bogues is the shortest player in the National Basketball Association history, listed at 5 feet 3 inches tall. He was drafted 12th overall by the Washington Bullets in 1987.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
I'm glad you asked.
Hey, High Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Which club is the first to win Champions League?
That's very easy. Real Madrid. The first Champions League was won by Real Madrid during the 1955 and 1956 season.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
From the greens of golf to the court of tennis and basketball, the octagon of UFC to the square room for boxing, track of Formula One, and the pitch of football. Join the sports crew on Sport Hub 6 to 7 p.m. Mondays and Wednesdays, Fridays 5 to 6 p.m. and 2 p.m. on Saturdays. Here on iImpact Radio 102.1 FM, Lagos. Reviews, views, and interviews just the way you like it. Exclusive on iImpact Radio 102.1 FM, Lagos. Sport Hub for all the updates and analysis.
This is Sports Hub on High Impact 102.1 FM. For the best in sport entertainment, tune in to Sports Hub on High Impact 102.1 FM.
Sports Talk Show is live on your radio. Saturday edition of the show today, the 31st day in the month of January 2026. Super duper grateful to God for the gift of life and for keeping us down to this very minute. The first month of the year 2026 is wrapping up already. And what else do we say? Grateful for how far He's brought us. We're definitely moving into the month of love. Let's love lead, guys. Let's love lead. Sports Hub is back. The final edition of the show. We're ready to talk about everything happening in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sports. Big stories coming through on the show this afternoon. Top stories, and I always tell you, whether you're a sports person or you're someone who loves to love the game, maybe an athlete yourself, this is the right place for you to be, because the early bird has gone around the world to catch the scores, and we're more than willing to serve them to you. A couple hours ago, we've seen the draws from the UEFA Champions League and also the UEFA Europa League. Some amazing matches to look forward to, especially we'll be reliving that moment between Benfica and the Real Madrid. Thank goodness there's a Real Madrid fan in the studio. We'll talk more about that particular one in the course of the show this afternoon. We'll be preaching the gospel of sport to you for the next 15 minutes. All of the in-swingers, all of the lancer passes, all of the slams and the dunks as well. Because yes, whatever your agenda is, you are most definitely on our agenda this afternoon. From the pitch of football to the court of tennis and basketball. Trust me, there's something for you right here on the show. Short reminder, we're streaming live on our Facebook fan page at iImpact Radio 102.1 FM. iImpact Radio 102.1 FM right there on our Facebook fan page. And on YouTube at iImpact 1021 FM, iImpact 1021 FM on YouTube. I'll be a part of the show at the right time. We'll be opening the gateway to the studio. 0907-2245-018. 0907-2245-018 is the gateway to the studio. Your Deji Ajiboye is my name. Absolute honor to be your host on the show this afternoon. And yes, my bed is definitely not flying with one wings. I'm going to full house today. I mean, it does happen like that sometimes. I'm super duper grateful for the gift of men. I'm going to start from my right. I think it's the man on the right hand that went to heaven, right? Okay, I'm gonna start from my right hand. I've got Siri in the studio. Good afternoon,
Everywhere you
Siri.
Good afternoon, David. AY is good to be here once again, and also to Waris and also to Faith,
Yeah.
the NPFL preacher. Hopefully, they have got so many exciting news to tell us about the NPFL this afternoon. But it's good to be here once again, and the last of the month of January.
Yeah.
And it has been a beautiful month where we witnessed the AFCON.
Yeah.
At least the drama of the AFCON and everything that has
to do with it.
as well. So it's good to be here once again.
Many thanks to you for joining us today. And then there's also Warid. Irregular, you know that already.
Yeah, good afternoon, Ayodidi. Good afternoon, Siri, and good afternoon to all our listeners. Siri has already let the cat out of the bag with our new joining us today on the show. That's a feat, and welcome to Sport Up on iPad. And it has been a wonderful sporting week because now the Australia Open is coming to an end, and also we have a couple of actions that are happening this weekend in the top 5 league, and also like you mentioned, we are going to be diving into all sporting actions that's going to happen this week.
Yeah, so much to talk about, so much to look into in the world of sport on the show. And yes, our Faith is back here after a very long hiatus, understandably. Welcome to the show, Faith.
Good afternoon, Ayodeji.
Good afternoon,
Cyril. Good afternoon, Waris. I am making a comeback again. After I was last on this show in the studios of impact Radio. I think sometime July 2024 and yes, January.
Wow, you're keeping dates.
Yeah, yes, January. You know, as journalists, we do with facts and figures.
So understand
yes,
that.
January 2026, and I'm back here again. I am excited to be here. Thank
So
you so much
so good to have you around. Welcome to the show once again. Without further ado, we get the show on the road. Like I mentioned, so much to talk about, so much to look into, and you know how we do it right here on Sports Up on Empire Radio. I will always try as much as possible to preach charity, and they always say that charity begins from home. I'll be starting with thoughts coming through from the home front on the show this evening. As a such reminder once again that I can keep track of this update and more by following us across all social media platforms. We are live on our Facebook fan page at Empire Radio 102.1 FM, as well as right there on YouTube at Impact 102.1 FM. Straight into talk right about now. I will start with female football, and yes, I know that we have a lot to say about them right now, especially the Falconets, and that's the under 20 ladies who are preparing for the World Cup, and of course the qualifiers are tomorrow against our Senegalese counterparts. A bit of back and forth for the girls already, because at first we're supposed to play at the Lekon Salami Stadium, and then the communications department came out and said, look here, and that pitch in Ibadan is not favorable for these ladies, so we have to move them to MKO Abiola Stadium at Abeokuta. They played a friendly earlier today against the Robo Queens. I think they won that particular game 2-1. But let's not start from even the games they played. Let's start from the fact that they've had to move, should we say, base just few days before their match against their Senegalese counterpart. Does this not have an effect on their psyche ahead of the game?
I don't think so. These ladies are professionals. They know what it means to play on whatever pitch. The game will be happening next week, Saturday, on the 7th of February 2026. They will be playing against their Senegalese counterpart, like you said. And like you said, again, they played against FC Robo Queens of Lagos, and they defeated them by 2-1. And let's not forget that these ladies, these girls that made up the Falconet, they are also players from these teams, our teams in the NWFL, the Robo Queens, the likes of Rivers Angels and others. And we are expecting nothing than a victory in the first leg against their Senegalese counterpart. And again, when they go to Senegal to play the returning game, like you said, that they were supposed to play the game at the
Lekon Salami
Stadium in Ibadan, but the NPFL board or the NFF had to move them from Ibadan to
Abeokuta.
Yes, Moshood Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta because of the bad state of the pitch. This also has to do with something that the league board as well, the NPFL board as well, advised the Shooting Stars of Ibadan.
Well, I feel like if not for the Falconets, the NPFL or the NFF must have just overlooked whatever it is that is happening at the Lekon Salami Stadium, because not until the NPFL, not until the Falconets came out and said, look here, this pitch, we cannot play on this pitch, then the NPFL also brought out their memo yesterday. So one precedes one.
Perhaps, again, the NPFL board also advised Niger Tornadoes to exit their stadium.
Because they said that we are going on screen right now. There's a bit of TV rights that they've signed and stuff.
Yes, to move their home games to either Jos or Ilorin, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So, but then again, let's not forget that we are on the Falconet of Nigeria. They will be playing there. This is the third round of the qualifying games against Senegal. That is in preparation for the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup that will be happening in Poland sometime this year. I think September this year. While the Flamingos will be playing their own World Cup in Morocco, October this year. So in everything, we wish the Falconet all the best of luck, even though they will be playing at the Moshood Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta.
I mean, this is the third round, like you mentioned. The last round was against Rwanda, and hopefully they are able to cross this ordeal against the Senegalese ladies, and then they will be having one leg in the FIFA World Cup on the 20th that will be played. But then let's go talk about the tactical ability of these ladies. I mean, we've seen them play over time, and it looks like they are only playing for one person, and that's talking about the Moshood lady.
You know that right now they have a new coach in the person of Moses Aduku, the coach of Edo Queens. And when you look at the league, which I follow, the NWFL Premiership, you would agree with me that the coach Moses Aduku is doing very well with Edo Queens. And now that is the coach of the Falconets, I expect that when it comes to tactics and whatever kind of play, he will also do well with the girls. I have no doubt whatsoever concerning what they will be doing at the Moshood Abiola Stadium in Ogun State. I believe in the coach Moses Aduku because I have followed him even while he was with Bayelsa Queens. He did so well with Bayelsa Queens before Edo Queens signed him.
I think Bayelsa Queens did play on the continent at the point in time.
Yes, they did.
That should be 2 seasons ago or last season.
Last season, yes, last season.
All right, so much to talk about, so much to look into. Warren, do you want to add something to this?
Hello, the only thing I want to add was the change of venue. Talking about the Lagos Salami, and for me, I don't know what is happening between the NFF and the NPFL board, because I knew earlier this season in the NPFL at some point we had the director of football for Shooting Star talking about Mogala Media complained that majority of his players were having injury from other people's speech and at the end of the day those speech were not banned, and the response that the NPFL board gave is that they are not in charge of pitch inspection, and it is the job of the NFF. All of a sudden, now they are coming out to say that TSC pitch is not good enough to host any particular game. I know that the TV rights also plays a particular role in this. But if I'm to ask, there are a lot of stadiums in this NPFL
that are not up to standard.
That are not up to standard. That shouldn't be an excuse, but we will see how that will pan out for them. But for the Falconets, I think they have enough in their team to kind of see out the Senegalese national team.
Hopefully, they are able to see out the Senegalese national team in the match that will be happening.
Well, on my part, the only issue I have is the disparity between our national team, the Super Eagles to the female team, and also now we are talking about the Falconets as well. So the match is actually coming up on Saturday, and preparations are, let's even talk about preparation. Like I've always said, for the female national team, preparations have not been taken as serious as probably say maybe the Super Eagles are playing, or the WAFCON as well. And also the WAFCON is also coming. The WAFCON is also coming up by March.
Yes.
I'm not sure there have been any.
Well, the ladies will be playing in the 4-nation tournament. They will be playing the 4-nation tournament in Ivory Coast. That will be involving all of the 4 countries from our zone. Don't forget that the AFCON is also into different zones. We have the WAFU, we have the Kosofa, so we are in WAFU B.
WAFU B, okay.
Yeah. So there's going to be a pre-tournament that will be happening. I think that will be next month, if I'm not mistaken.
So
the next window.
I just believe that all these things should be put into consideration and action should be taken as well, because the WAFCON is also going to serve as a ticket to the female World Cup as well. So all of this has to be put into consideration. Even the pitch as well that the Falconets are also complaining about at this point is actually not fitting for the NPFL as well.
We are hoping that things are most definitely going to change in the coming day. Now that the NPFL board are saying that they are also not leaving any stone unturned in making sure that the NPFL is also rubbing shoulders with all of the big leagues that we have all around the world.
Which big league?
The top 5 European leagues. At first we started with making sure that our calendar is almost the same thing with the top 5 European leagues, so we can do what you're doing there too.
At least you can give them kudos for that.
No jokes here. At a point in time, there's always a bit of disparity between our footballing calendar and the ones we have in Europe. Sometimes we are always chasing these calendars. At a point in time, I remember there was a season that we had to rush through the FA Cup just to make sure that we are able to to forward the names of the teams that will be representing Nigeria in.
But we are ranked 12th when it comes to the league in Africa. Have there been any change? See,
it can happen. It's not rocket science.
It's not rocket science, but we have to face reality here. We are not at the top, and we are seeing the consequences of our actions in the CAF competitions. Our teams are struggling to even go as far as getting into the group stage. Rivers United have one leg out of the CAF Champions League. Let us leave that aside, but let us do well. The people running our football, like I said, after the Super Eagles got knocked out of the World Cup playoffs, I said that people running this football in our country, all of them should have resigned, all down to the way of Austin Eguavoen. I'm still tackling that because there's nothing working in our football. Not just, we might be doing well, and we had this conversation last time out of this show where we were complaining about the best legs going out to go and play in other clubs, other countries, and they are not even making it up into the starting level. Majority of them go for trial, not even signing contracts with these clubs, and that is the reality of the league we are. We have talent, but are we harnessing the talent to the level that we can compete at the biggest level? No.
All right, we hope that things do change. Let's quickly move away from that now. Talking football on the home front, we're talking about the CAF Champions League that will be involving Rivers United as so representative. I remember the last time out when we had a Nigerian team that made it to the quarterfinals. It was Rivers United. That should be in 2021. If I'm not mistaken.
That was Confederations Cup.
Yeah, not the Champions League, but at least it was on the continent. It was on the continent, and this time around as well, they are representing us. They are in Group A with the likes of RS Berkane, Pyramids FC, and Power Dynamos. Rivers United currently sits third in that group, and they play against the Power Dynamos, who have also the same number of points with Rivers United. I think the only thing Rivers United have over them is the goal difference, though they are -1, -4.
Rivers United are sitting top on the group, and the first leg ended 0-0 in Zambia, and the second leg will be happening at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium tomorrow in Uyo. We hope that Rivers United can get the better of the Power Dynamos of Zambia, and let's see what happens next. The home advantage, they will be playing at home, and let's just see what happens. I don't think that I don't think that I want to put anything. I want to put my heart in the game. Yes, I don't know. But
I mean, our football has fallen to that extent that we are not even optimistic that anything can happen.
Exactly. We are not optimistic that any good thing can happen. But again, when we look at it, the fact that they went away to Zambia and they got a draw. That's a point. When they will be playing against them tomorrow in Nigeria, they might maybe win by a 1-0 or something and get the 3 points and see what happens from there.
Okay. Let me just add to what you said regarding Rivers United. Rivers United, and this is our standard. Now we are celebrating a point against this.
It's from Zambia.
And see, at some point, I think it was in 2009, 2010, we had two teams in the semi-final of World CAF competition. I think Atlanta shooting. Now the reality is that we struggle to qualify into the group stage. Like I mentioned, the last time in Nigeria team, like we mentioned, 2019 was last time we had the Nigeria team in the CAF Champions League, and Rivers United have been the team that have been doing well, even increasing our coefficient when it comes to teams participating.
Would have been just have maybe just two representatives.
And into this game is what to play for Rivers United. If they want to go out of this group, they have to win their next 3 matches, which is the last 3 matches of this group stage.
How are they defeating RS Berkane
and Pyramid?
And you see, that's why I said that
Pyramid defeated them 3-0 in the away match
in Egypt. And RS Berkane, don't let us forget, at some point Rivers United were leading. It was late in the game
that RS Berkane 3-3 or
and see these teams, the players even struggle with the basic. If you sit down and watch these Nigerian teams at the continent for 90 minutes. You ask, what have they been doing in their training session? Last time out it was with Enyimba. I watched Enyimba Black Bulls of Mozambique. We struggled to do the basic. And that is the same thing that is happening with Finidi Jordan, Rivers United. But it was a good one. A positive start I saw against them, against Power Dynamos in the first leg was that they were the first side not to concede a goal in Zambia in 15 matches of any Nigerian club. So Lord said that to go out for Rivers United at the game.
Well, at least they have a bit of record for themselves.
For Rivers United, I think their next 3 matches, they have 2 home games and 1 away. So probably let's see what will happen from tomorrow. Playing against Power Dynamo, at least they are playing at home, even though they are playing
home away
from home. So let's see what happens. If they can get the 3 points against Power Dynamo, then the next home match is also probably get the 3 points. Probably fight for a draw against RS Berkane, which I feel is going to be difficult for them, but let them just win their 2 home games that is left, and let's see how it's going to pan out. Hopefully the results in other matches will also be in their favor as well. So let's even have the Nigerian team getting out of the group stage for the first time in a long while.
It's a must win for Rivers United.
It's a must win.
How Rivers United will beat Pyramid FC of Egypt.
The defending champion.
Is what I am thinking. Now it's what I'm calculating.
Okay.
Even though
you don't think it can happen mathematically?
Pyramid are a strong side. I follow them. Al Ali, Pyramid, and all their strong sides. I don't just know.
Well,
I mean, right from when the draws were done, we all, had in mind that this is going to be a very tough group, to be difficult, especially for Rivers United, because there's RS Berkane, a very strong team. When you talk about both the Champions League and the Confederations Cup.
They won it last year. RS Berkane.
Yeah.
We had champions of.
I think they played against Mamelodi Sundowns in the finals last year.
It was Pyramids, and RS Berkane won the Confederations Cup, and both of them, those two, played the Super Cup. And it's quite interesting. One thing about Rivers United is that, which if you watch, they don't score a lot of goals. And
even in the Nigerian Premier League,
it's one of their biggest problems. And also, we have to give them kudos. They don't concede a lot of goals. But if you don't score goals, how are you going to win games? And that is a lot of question mark that Finidi Jordan has to answer with this.
Well, I think we all agree that defense win you titles.
But goals win you games. So you need to win games to win titles.
This is my social right here on Hyper Radio 102.1 FM. Get interactive with us on the show. 0907-224-5018 is the gateway to the studio. And we're streaming live on our Facebook fan page at Hyper Radio 102.1 FM, as well as YouTube at Impact 102.1 FM. Talking football on the home front on the show already. Taking a look at some of the issues that matters to you, especially with our home football. I'll talk about the Falconets already. We made mention of the Super Falcons of Nigeria. And now we're talking about the men's football. That's talking about Rivers United representing us. A couple of matches will also be happening in the MPFL. I think we should just do with all of the stuff on the home front before we skedaddle to Europe, because yes, so much to talk about. Tomorrow in the MPFL, it's going to be Enyimba up against Bayelsa United, and defending champions who are currently embattled, the Remo Stars against Plateau United. Enugu Rangers will be hosting Kano Pillars. Kano Pillars are on the path to being, should I call it, an upward trajectory right now, because they seem to be finding their mojo back. There's Niger Tornadoes hosting Bendel Insurance, there's Katsina United hosting Abia Warriors, and there's El Kanemi Warriors hosting Kun Khalifa. One game that I'm definitely looking forward to is the game between Kano Pillars and Enugu Rangers. Rangers are playing at the Cathedral, and then Kano Pillars, they have also been maintaining an amazing form since in their last 3 matches. By the way, they've been making sure that even if you are going to take points off us, we are also going to give it a fight till the end. They're still sitting 18th on the log, but yes, they've had 3 wins in their last 5 matches. That's for Kano Pillars against Enugu Rangers.
Okay. Good. Okay, for Kano Pillars against Enugu Rangers. Enugu Rangers have won in their last 5 matches against Kano Pillars. And for Kano Pillars, like you mentioned, they are kind of rejuvenating their season in the way they have been getting a couple of wins. They are still in the relegation zone, but we can't say never. And they are giving us that sort of vibes when we get closer to the end of season. They find their way to the top, even though they have been deducted some points. But I expect that for Enugu that's playing at the Cathedral, they will win their game against Kano Pillars. We saw one of their players talking about Godwin Obaji being among the top goal scorer, and with the return of Fidelis Iluchuku, you expect them that with the offers and return of their coach, they will have a lot at the end of the day to be able to see this one through against Kano Pillars.
Hopefully, they are able to see it through against Kano Pillars. Other matches to look forward to. Let's talk about Remo Stars, defending champions, who are most definitely not acting as though they are defending anything right about now.
I am surprised that Remo Stars, the defending champions, are really struggling right now. I think I don't know if it has something to do with their coach going with the Super Eagles.
Well, Fidelis is also good with the Super Eagles. We already had this debate on this show.
Yeah.
Fidelis is also part of the Super Eagles coaching crew. Same with Daniel.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to talk about Fidelis being part of the Super Eagles and Daniel Ogumodede being a part of the Super Eagles. I just want to look at Daniel Ogumodede of Remo Stars being a part of the Super Eagles. You know, they are the defending champions, and right now they are struggling. Should the league end today, they will be relegating, as well as Kano Pillars. And it's really not a good thing that you are the defending champions and you are struggling this much. I don't understand what's really happening. I think that it's about time they got their mojo back and got back into the fray of things and get going again. Because it's remaining just, I think, they've played match.
This is match week 24.
23.
This is match week 24 that we're going into.
24. We are going into match week
24. So 14 matches to
14
go.
matches to go. And what will actually be their fate, and after the 14, if the 14 matches or the 14th match is to be played today, what will actually be their fate?
Well, nothing other than the fact that they are going to be going down to the second tier of the Nigerian League.
For Remo Stars, this is not how to defend your title. To be sincere,
exactly.
They are closer to the relegation than even fighting for
survival.
Continental place
at this point, and they are playing against Enugu Rangers at this point.
They're playing against Plateau
United at this point as well. So, and they are going away. Their problem are actually deep rooted. Now they've been banished from their home stadium as well. So
it has been reduced to just 4 matches.
Four matches.
I think it's a good run.
4 matches is still a lot. If you are playing your own match away from home in 4 matches, we understand the dynamics of the Nigerian professional league.
Abeokuta is still home.
It's not home. It's not home.
Because the first quarter of the league was played at the MKO.
So it's still home. I mean, it's still inside Ogun State.
It's played a part. Don't let us forget that they are solid when it comes to playing at home in Ikene.
Yes.
And I saw on record that since 2012, Remo Stars might be the first team to relegate after winning the league. LPFA trophy.
Such a
Is
bad
it going to
record
happen? We are going to look at. There's still a lot of to play.
There's still 14 matches to play, so they still have some home matches to play as well, and where they can pick up maximum points certainly. So hopefully. It won't be nice to Remo Stars go down to relegation at this point.
They've got to join their junior brothers.
They will be on limit. I mean, honestly, this is what they call, a bit of contrast in fortune. Because was it last season we were having a debate on both Remo Stars and Beyond Limit playing in the same top flight together?
Yes, now,
so are we going to debate whether or not they will play in the NNL together?
Probably.
I don't think it will happen.
Okay, maybe they will play in different
maybe
conference.
They will have to get another team slot, like.
But I think Remo Stars will do enough.
They will do well enough to
make sure that they don't get relegated.
Yes,
all right, there's going to be Enyimba and Bayelsa United. There's also going to be Niger Tornadoes and Bendel, El Kanemi Warriors. One time team that is definitely looking forward to be on the continent. I remember that they did everything possible. They were in the finals of the FA Cup last year, but then they are presently.
They went to the continent with this guy, but they got knocked out of the first round. Was it not last year? Yes, it was last year. It was last year. They went to
the Confederations Cup.
Yes,
they are currently 10th on the log. Right about now, they are playing against Kunkilifa, the new boys who seem to be going down almost immediately.
Let me talk about the Bendel Insurance team.
Yep.
Don't tell me that because that is where I'm from. Let me just talk about it.
Just tell us that it's your darling team.
Hold on.
You understand?
You see, the coach right now, Kennedy Boboye, is really doing well with the team. Yes.
I mean, he understands the league.
Yes, he won the league in 2017 with Plateau United and in 2021 with Aqua United, and he was brought in to steady the tide of the team, and he's really doing well. The former coach that was there, Benel Insurance, was struggling. I followed the against
Brad Ozad with me.
And he's doing well with Security City.
Yeah. So, but I was struggling with insurance. Maybe insurance is a bigger team than Ikorodu City. He couldn't manage the team so well, and they brought in Kennedy Boboye. He's doing well with the team, and I'm happy that the Benin Arsenals are doing well in the NPFL.
Amazing, because at the point in time, it looks like Bendel Insurance too were having a bit of internal issues with their head coach.
Monday has left since.
I'm just saying. I mean, the issues are stemming from different. The man doesn't even want to speak to any journalist during his post-match conference.
Two of Benel Insurance players told me in 2014 that they called him old soldier, also that he used to treat them like his children, like that he hardly treated them like
footballers.
Footballers. He used to treat them like children and all, and his children and all. And I don't know, but maybe they didn't play for him, and he wasn't getting the result.
They put him under the bus.
And he had to be.
His popular quote: "Football is all about participation."
All right, away from the MPFL right about now. So much to talk about, so much to look. Let's go take this one coming from the Confederation of African Football. Before we move away from the home front, according to Dr. Patrice Musepe, is saying that CAF will look to improve the video assistant referee and also review a bit of regulations after the AFCON 2025 final rules. I mean, it's over almost 2 weeks now since the end of that tournament, and this time last year the only thing we were talking about was the fact that the AFCON in Ivory Coast, we had a massive view from across the world. It served us a whole lot. People enjoyed it, but this time around, fine, they had all of the ambience, they had the structure, but the role in that final seems to have overshadowed every other thing that happened in Morocco.
It's quite unfortunate that at the end of the tournament we are now talking about, because in Cote d'Ivoire it was even the whole world was we were applauding Africa about the use of VAR.
The officiating
was top notch. But fast forward to 2025 and it was all about the referee not making silly mistakes and also not even using the VAR.
Well, the disciplinary board have said the referee was not at fault for anything, that he had a good officiating, had a good match, and it's even going to be part of the African referee that will be representing us at the World Cup.
Hopefully, let's see how that goes as well. But still on officiating, we all understand that the officiating at this last AFCON was not up to par. It was compared to what we have in Ivory Coast the last time. So if they are going to upgrade on the VAR, I think the VAR is just a system. It's still the referee that is going to make the decision at the end of the day.
Humans are controlling it.
Yes, humans are actually controlling it. So I feel the humans need more training rather than just working more on the technology. The technology will always be there, but the final decision will still be made by humans as well. And I feel the humans are the ones that need more training to understand the laws of the game, the emotions of the games as well. So I feel for Musepe, let's see if they are going to work on it. Let's see how it's going to end at the end of the day.
Hopefully, something good is being done, especially in the aspect of officiating before the next AFCON next year, 2027.
I don't know. Siri has said it all.
Okay.
Because he already mentioned everything. The people behind the technology are the problem, not the technology itself. So at the end of the day, they have to work on the officials. Maybe more training, go for proper coaching courses, referee courses, and that should be it. Like I said, the ref at the final is going to be participating at the World Cup. Even though what we saw in that final was not the outcome or the assessments that the everybody did, but at the end of the day, we see how that will pan out for the CAF body.
Most definitely, we'll see how that will pan out for the CAF board. And away from that, right now, we'll move away from the home front and we'll go straight to Europe, starting with talks from the world of tennis. This is still the Sports Hub Show right here on Impact Radio 102.1 FM. Don't forget you can be a part of the show. We're streaming live on our YouTube channel at Impact 102.1 FM, as well as on our Facebook fan page at Impact Radio 102.1 FM. Like I mentioned, we're starting with talks coming through from the Australian Open right there. Yes, the first for Elena Rabikina. An amazing run she's had in this tournament so far. Most definitely, she's made it to the final, playing against the big eating Aryna Sabalenka. I said something yesterday. I said after she won the Wimbledon in 2022, it feels like nobody was talking about her again.
Yes, that's the thing about WTA. The inconsistency we have seen from maturity of this player. The only person that has been consistent for a long period of while now has been Aryna Sabalenka. For Elena Rybakina, he's a good one, getting a second Grand Slam of her career. And looking at the person that she defeated, who has gone to straight to, she has played 4 straight Australian Open finals. The only player that has done more than that is Martina Hingis, the Swiss, where she entered 6 and won 3. But for Elena Rybakina, I saw her rally back, fought back. At some point in the 3rd set, she was down by 3-love. And all of a sudden, she fought her way back and won that particular Grand Slam. And she, on her route to this Grand Slam title, she defeated 3 of the top 6. She becomes the first woman to do so. And she has won 20 of her last 21 games, and it has been exceptional for her. We have seen she defeated Iga Swiatek in the quarterfinal, defeated Jessica Pegula in the semifinal, and now Aryna Sabalenka,
the number one.
The number one, and she also became, I think she joined the club of the 6th. She became the 6th player to win 10 consecutive games against the top 10 players. The people who have done it in time past is the Venus Williams sister, and a couple of players. Svitolina has also done that. So it's a good one for Aryna Sabalenka. For
Elena Rybakina. I mean, top of everyone's head, that's the name that will most definitely be coming to your mouth.
You just feel okay. Sabalenka should
have won it. Because I mean, Sabalenka had not dropped a set all through
both of them never drop a set
until this final.
Let's just say it's a battle of the big eaters.
Yes, but you have to give it to Rybakina at this point, and this actually her first Australian Open, and what a way to win your first Australian Open against the world number 1 as well. It shows that there's something that Rybakina is showing that he has a stay in this WTA event as well. So he has won this is his 2nd Grand Slam title as well. So let's see how the rest of the year will go for her going into the next Grand Slams as well.
And just to add, this was a finalist match we saw in 2023 between both players. That's Sabalenka and also Rybakina.
I think 3 years she's now back again.
She has learned a lot from that particular loss she had in 2023, and now coming back against Sabalenka, the Belarusian, who this is her 8th Grand Slam final. You can see that how she has dominated this WTA category.
I mean, she's been the number 1 for over 70 weeks.
You have to give a lot of kudos.
Over a year, she's been the world number 1. In the women's.
Rybakina has done well, and I have to give her a lot of applause to her for defeating Sabalenka. And the way she did it, fighting back, like I said in the 3rd set. As at that point in time, I think a lot of people were giving it to Sabalenka, but she looked for a way to kind of rally herself back and win.
She'll be like, "Are you kidding me?" All right, away from that right now, let's go straight into the ATP. Yes, the big question. The 23-year-old Carlos Alcaraz up against the 38-year-old Novak Djokovic. We saw the way and manner at which these two guys made it to these finals. Both played 5-setters. Yes, both had to play 5 sets. One played it earlier, one played it late into the midnight. But yes, Novak Djokovic at that age, we know that his body, of course, must be failing him already. Even Carlos Alcaraz had to play that game against Zverev through injury, because I think was it the 3rd set he was limping in that game, but then he had to, and then he said something about tennis is not just about you holding the racket, it's a game of the mind.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a game of mindset as well. And for Zverev as well, I feel in that match he actually focused more on Alcaraz than focused more on himself, because he was actually ranting, complaining that Alcaraz was actually calling for a medical break in that match as well. But you won't blame Alcaraz. He was playing through pain. He has cramps, and he also needed. So I feel he was more focused on Alcaraz than focused on himself as well. So these things happen, and at the end of the day, the results speak much. That and Alcaraz actually win the match as well, and he was bitter about the win about it as well. So you won't blame Alcaraz for calling for medical. He wasn't expecting Alcaraz to abandon the game just like that. No, he has to do everything that he has to do. That is why it's a game of mental strength, not just holding the racket as well.
Yes, just to add to what you mentioned, something that it's not just about holding the racket. I think it's very Evo pointed it out that as at the 5th set, that's when he was up by 5-4. He said that he had nothing left in his tank. He had it all. But these are the things that differentiate exceptional players from other players. And that is what Alcaraz has done. And he was too set up in that particular game. It's very fought back. And as the last set, you thought that, okay, yes, there's a lot to play for. And this was the 3rd longest match in the history of the Australian Open. We had
played for close to 4 hours.
5 hours, 27 minutes. 5 hours. We had Nadal Djokovic in 2012. That one went for 5 hours, 53 minutes. We had Murray and Kokinakis 5 hours, 45 minutes. And now this match in the semi-final between Zverev and Carlos Alcaraz. So it's going to be an interesting final between Djokovic. And looking at the people Carlos Alcaraz has faced, likes of Tommy Paul, the own favorite Alex de Minaur, and now Zverev. And he's going to be looking to become the youngest player to complete the Grand Slam at the age of 22.
History on the line for both players, honestly, because as it is right now, Alcaraz will be looking to become the youngest man to win all the 4 major titles, like you mentioned. While for Djokovic, he will be looking to have his 11th Australian Open title and also a 25th Grand Slam to his name right there. But then, who will it be? That's a big question.
For Djokovic, you have to give it to him at this point as well.
Well, is that a bit of luck in this tournament?
I don't feel
that.
Two of his opponents
retired.
They retired, but you can't blame that on Djokovic as well. But I've always said
he didn't work to get to this final. The only work he did was against Sinner.
He got past Sinner.
Yes, that's it.
So, and I've always said that if Djokovic is going to win that much needed 25th Grand Slam, he has to find a way to avoid playing Alcaraz and Sinner at the same time. But at this point, he has already played Sinner and he's going to play Alcaraz in the final. Will that strength still be there to play Alcaraz in that final as well? Because for Djokovic, is aiming to win his 11th Australian Open and also 25th all-time record Grand Slam as well. While for Alcaraz, he's aiming to win his first ever Australian Open title, Australian Open to win the all Grand Slam as well. So it's going to be, both of them have something at stake at this tomorrow to be sincere. Both of them have something to prove as well and something at stake. And I feel for Alcaraz, because of the age is still on the side, and for Djokovic we still have that strength to play another 5 sets against,
I mean, let's not sugarcoat it. He himself knows that. I mean, the age is there, but he has a very strong mindset, and that's exactly what he's preaching. Because if you take a look at most of his pressers right now, he just wants to continue to hold on to the fact that, look here, I can do this. And I want to believe that once he wins that 25th Grand Slam,
it's done. It's good.
He might just call it a queen.
And one thing about Djokovic is that, like you mentioned, that mentality and also the experience comes into play. I could remember at this particular.
Someone said he was chasing.
And that's what I wanted to mention. So a journalist called him a chaser. That he was chasing Federer and Nadal before. Now all of a sudden he's chasing Sinner and Alcaraz. And the response he gave that it was kind of
anybody ever chased.
Exactly.
And I actually love that response. It was just belittling everything that has done.
I'm not a Djokovic fan, but what that reporter or journalist did was quite wrong, and it was disrespectful to someone like Novak Djokovic. Djokovic, like, this is his 38th Grand Slam final. He has won 24 already, and like you said, a lot is at stake. He has never lost an Australian Open final. The 10 he has entered before, he has all won it, and it's going to be an interesting match. He has had an easy route, maybe avoid 2 opponents. Let us forget against Lorenzo Musetti. Musetti was 2 set up at that particular match, but other things came in favor of Novak Djokovic, and it's going to be an interesting match. Are we going to see a 5-setter in this match? Is lost, look at how that will go between both players. So, but what we are going to expect in this match is that it's going to be an interesting match between both players.
An interesting match, and we're definitely looking forward to an interesting encounter between the two players. Quickly, let's make a quick stop in the world of basketball. 0907-224-5018 is the gateway to the studio this afternoon. Call us up, get interactive with us. Let's feel your pulse. 0907-224-5018. And we're streaming live on our Facebook fan page at impact radio 102.1 FM, as well as on our YouTube channel at impact 102.1 FM. Into the world of basketball right now. Earlier this morning, the Los Angeles Lakers Luka Doncic its triple-double in just 20 minutes. Yesterday, there was a record that was also being set by two teenagers right there. That's talking about the Dallas Mavericks Flag, who broke a 46-year NBA record. That was yesterday. And today, we already have another record that is being set and reset by the 26-year-old. Don't forget, on Tuesday, it became the quickest Lakers player to reach 2,000 points, and fast forward to this morning again, he had triple-double,
yes,
in 20
and
minutes.
It was an interesting match between the Los Angeles Lakers and also the Washington Wizards. Washington Wizards coming into this game, were looking to do 3 straight consecutive wins, but the Lakers stopped them, and it was an interesting night for Luka Doncic. Like you mentioned, he is the first Lakers player to get over 2,000 points, and this is what to expect from Luka Doncic. As at the first half, he already had 26 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds, and at the end of the day, he finished with 37 points, 13 assists, and 11 rebounds. It was an interesting night for the Lakers, like I mentioned, and as at halftime, they were ahead with 77-48, and also DeAndre Ayton had 28 points, 13 rebounds, LeBron had 20 points, and at some point, you saw the fans chanting for Bronny James to come in, and he did a dunk, and I think he ended with 4 points. For the Wizards, they will see this as a setback because, like I mentioned, they defeated Milwaukee Bucks and Portland Trail Blazers, and the only person that stepped up for them was Malaki Brandon, who had 17 points. So he lost see how that will go because we still have a lot of matches to play for, and the regular season is going to be ending by April. For the Lakers, it was a good win for them.
Well, up next for the Lakers is going to be New York Knicks on Monday, and the Wizards will be facing Sacramento Kings later tomorrow. Before we move away from the WT from the NBA right now, earlier this morning as well, Golden State Warriors star Steph Curry has now been ruled out through the second half of Friday night. 1-3-1 to 1-2-4 loss to the Detroit Pistons because of the right knee soreness. Curry made a stumbling layup despite being fouled with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third quarter, but then he began grimacing. Curry was icing his right knee in the locker room after the game, and he was said to still be limping after he left the arena, but did not speak to reporters. Hopefully, this is not going to be him sitting on the sidelines for a very long time, because you can tell that the team needs him as much as possible at this point.
Yeah, the team needs Steph Curry at this point, and it was despite him leaving the game, he had 23 points, and this is his 4th consecutive 20-point game, and it just shows how important he is to this Golden State Warriors team. And for Detroit Pistons, this is their 7th win in 9 after the loss against the Phoenix Suns. It was a good night for Kate Cunningham, who had 29 points, 11 assists, and a couple of players for the Detroit Pistons. We had Jalen Duren, who had 21 points, 13 rebounds, and also Duncan Robinson, who had 15 points. For the Golden State Warriors, a couple of players stepped up. Talking about this guy who his name escaped me. This former Chew, Damon Green, had 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. But with Damon Green, you come with the total package. He also had 10th technical foul.
So that come with technical package. If he's calling for you, also get.
He will get that foul, and that is one thing about the Damon Green. And a player who kind of match his season high was Gil Santos, who had 60 points. So it was not the best of nights for the Golden State Warriors, but for the team that is leading the Eastern Conference, it was a good one for them, and they continue to enjoy their season and become one of the teams, because now they are almost on the same number of loss with the best team who we have regarded in this is talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Well, they'll be back in action on Tuesday night. That's going to be Wednesday morning against the Philadelphia 76ers. And away from that, right now we skedaddle straight into the world of football. So much to talk about, so much to look into. Sports Talk Show on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. Taking you through the very best of stories that are currently making the rounds in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sports. We've got transfer beats. We have it on the back pages of the major dailies. Don't forget that the transfer window is going to be short on the 9th of 2nd of February. That's going to be Monday. That's when the transfer window is going to be short. Let's start with a bit of transfer talks that involves Nigerian players. Yesterday it was confirmed that Terry Murphy has now switched from OGC Nice in the French Ligue 1 to the Portuguese league with FC Porto, saying that it definitely needs this. I think the more reason why it made this transfer was due to the fans incident that happened at the start of the season, and then he said, look here, I just want to make this move, and now the 26-year-old is back in Porto.
I think it is the best move for Temofias at this point. We saw the decision that happened in their training
since November
and Jeremy Boga, and both players were dealt with by the fans, and now he has made that move to Porto. Hopefully the move to Porto becomes a positive one for him, because we know that Terry Murphy is one striker that can get a lot of goals for the team and every team in this season. All
right, away from that right now, another issue currently happening with the Italian Serie A and Nigerian players. We saw what happened last season with Napoli and also Victor Osimhen, and it looks like Atalanta over the summer did the same thing with Ademola Lookman, and this January again almost the same thing is happening. It's been said on record that Fenerbahce are looking to even double his salary.
For Ademola Lookman, I think he needs to sit down with the Atlanta management and iron things out.
I'm not sure there's any sitting down here. They are looking to accept an offer that is less. They are looking to accept the offer from Atletico Madrid, which is even less to what
I understand. I understand that they don't want to sell to Inter Milan because they are their direct rival. And they feel maybe instead of selling Ademola Lookman to the Serie A, why not just selling now and selling? I mean,
Fenerbahce is even in the Turkey Super League.
But for Fenerbahce, are they willing to pay more than?
Of course.
So I feel probably there need to be a place where every party will have to meet at one point and just iron this thing out once and for all. Ademola Lookman is already one out of that Atlanta team. Why not just accept the offer and let him go so that everybody can just move on with their business as well? But for Atlanta, I don't know what they are still holding on to. And for Ademola Lookman, his mind is already made up to leave that team as well. So he doesn't want to force the move, and I feel probably the former Atlanta coach Gasperini, probably because he's out of that team as well. Things are no longer the way it used to be in Atlanta as well. So he wants out. Why not just accept that offer and just let the young man live in peace?
I think the relationship between Atlanta and Ademola Lookman has been broken during the summer. We saw even at some point in the league where we had him and Ivan Juric having issues, and we saw how that planned out. So for Ademola Lookman, I think for now there's an opportunity for him to go out of that Atlanta team. We have heard reports that Fenerbahce are offering more salary and more even transfer fee. But one thing about these Italian owners is that Italian club owners is that when they get at you, especially with the players, you know that you are in for a lot, and we saw that with Victor Osimhen, and the same thing is happening to Ademola Lookman currently.
Hopefully, they're able to resolve this.
Yeah, just to add to what the two guys have said, Ademola Lookman is no longer happy with in the team that's Atlanta, and if the move happens to Fenerbahce, I think it will be the happier of. That's between him and the club. It will be the happier person there. So I just hope that the deal pulls through and he leaves, because there's no point staying in a place that you're not happy. You understand? Before things go wrong further, I say let him just move and let him be happy where he will be going to and play good football. We know that he is the past African best, and we know the quality in Ademola Lookman
on a good day.
So let him go to a team where we'll be happy playing for his football, and then when he comes back to Nigeria, he will also be able to perform
For the Super Eagles, you mean. And away from that right now, still taking more transfer bid just as we have it on the back pages of the major dailies before we go into reviewing some of the matches that will be going down later today and also this weekend. It said that Liverpool are looking to land international right back then said Dumfries, while Arsenal still wants Atletico Madrid striker Julian Alvarez. That's going to be over the summer. Well, they are looking to allow either of Gabriel Jesus or Gabriel Martinelli to leave in return for that.
For Arsenal, will they be able to? I think it's going to be a great addition to that team as well. But they already have Kai Havertz coming back from injury. Who also got to go at the last Champions League matches. They have Gabriel Jesus, they have Gyökeres, and they are still looking forward to.
They can let Jesus go. They don't mind. They don't mind doing that.
They also want to add Alvarez to that team as well. I feel if they can get Alvarez, it's going to be a quality for the team as well. So probably, let's see, and it's not going to come cheap as well. So Arsenal should also have that in mind as well. It's not going to come cheap as well.
Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Inter Milan are set to have held talks with Bayern Munich. Their centre back Dayot Upamecano would the 27-year-old, and they're saying that they're offering him a contract renewal in just a matter of weeks, but it's been said that maybe the player also wants to call it a wrap over his career with the club. Don't forget that a couple of days ago, Leon Goretzka, who's been there for over 8 years, has also said, you know what, I think I want to leave here as well. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why Atalanta are doing what they are doing to Lookman, because at the time they wanted Leon Goretzka this January. But since it's not happening, they are now looking to frustrate Lookman for us. Away from that, now let's talk about some of the matches that will be happening this weekend. Of course, the big matches across the top 5 leagues. There's going to be Brighton and Hove Albion hosting Everton. Leeds United will be hosting Arsenal. Arsenal, by the way, after their clean sweep in the UEFA Champions League, will be looking to maintain their amazing form as well as putting behind them what happened last weekend against Manchester United.
Yes, it's a must-win for Mikel Arteta and his boys. And looking at Arsenal, they have Manchester City, the draw against Nottingham Forest, Liverpool, and lost against United. And for Leeds United, on the other hand, they have been in a good form. They have only lost 1 in 10. And that loss came against Newcastle. So it's a lot to play for. For Arsenal, like I said, they have to win these games like this, because if you are to extend the advantage you have against the likes of City and also Aston Villa, who, if you are looking at the fixtures that both teams have respectively, you can see that, okay, we are playing first and there's no other thing to do than getting the maximum point against Leeds.
Hopefully they are able to do it. Chelsea will be at home when West Ham will be visiting them today. Chelsea as well. Most definitely, I think the last loss Chelsea have had was in the League Cup against Arsenal. Liam Rusnor has won all of his matches since they took charge of this Chelsea side.
Yeah, for Chelsea and for Rosen, it's been a fantastic ride lately for them, and also going to Napoli during the midweek and also getting that 3-2 win at Naples as well. So, and he hasn't lost. He has won every match he has played at since he took over at Chelsea, and they're also playing at home against West Ham as well. So definitely the 3 points is going to be in the bag for them as well. Okay,
so you're predicting a Chelsea win over West Ham United. West Ham are currently embattled, no lies about that. Liverpool will be hosting Newcastle United at about 8 p.m. Nigerian time today.
Yes. For Liverpool, Newcastle is one game that you expect a lot of goals, and we have seen it over time. At the start of this season, we had one of that fixtures in a 5-goal trailer where Liverpool left it late and scored through I don't know how to pronounce the second, and he left it late. So Alexander Isak, who we expect to play this matches, is not able to play both matches because it's out due to injury. And for Andy Slot, at some point since December, I think they went on that one of 13 games of beating. But since the loss that they had against Bournemouth, and also looking at everything changed. But kudos to them, they were able to bounce back in the Champions League against Karabakh, where they won 6-2. And for Newcastle, they have a lot to play for. They are struggling away from home, but one thing that you can't take away is that when they play against the big side, they put in their all against sides like this.
All right.
There is something I noticed about Newcastle since Alexander Isak left. They've not been playing like the Newcastle that I have known.
But they have you and Wisa, who is also doing it for them.
But then again, Liverpool are also not in a fine form this season. So anything can happen. I don't know if they can make their fans happy today when they will be meeting Newcastle United at home. Let's see what happens.
One game to most definitely look forward to later today. While in the Spanish La Liga, a couple of matches will also be going down. Already at halftime is the game between Real Oviedo and also Girona 0-0 as we speak. Osasuna will be hosting Villarreal and Levante will be up against Atletico Madrid. There's the rumor, or should we say the word on the street, that finally Diego Simeone will be parting ways with Atletico Madrid at the end of the season.
Yeah, I saw the news during the week that he has already made that statement at the end of the season. I hope Atletico Madrid are also prepared for this.
For the life after
Diego Simeone. Because this is the same way Toni Kroos also came out and told Real Madrid that is going to be retired, and they haven't moved on from that, as you can see from it. So I hope Atletico Madrid are actually prepared for this resignation of Diego Simeone as well, because they need to start looking at another coach that is going to possible replacement that is going to take over that team as well, because everything Simeone, every imprint of Simeone is going to take a while to
get over it.
Get over it at Atletico Madrid.
But the thing with Simeone is that I think he has gone long overdue with this Atletico Madrid since 2011 or so. He has been with his team. He has won 2 La Liga titles. He has
an Europa League.
He has an Europa League title. He has got it to 2 Champions League final. But as at this point in time, I don't think it's working for him because he has been struggling of late with this
conservative football.
And most funny part is that if you are looking at the transfer that Atletico Madrid has made in the last 3 seasons, it has built more of an attacking player. He has had that attacking force, but he has not been able to get the right fit for these players to gel well. At the end of the day, he is struggling. We know Atletico Madrid to be that defensive side.
Exactly.
First pack the balls, and when we get the opportunity, we get the good ball. But now that he has that attacking force, he has not been able to utilize that strength well.
All right, in the Italian Serie A still, Spanish La Liga still, Elche will be hosting Barcelona at the final game for tonight. While in the German Bundesliga, Augsburg will be hosting St. Pauli, Eintracht Frankfurt will be hosting Bayern Leverkusen, Hoffenheim will be hosting Union Berlin, RB Leipzig will be up against Mainz-Sofia, Werder Bremen up against Borussia Mönchengladbach, Hamburg will be hosting Bayern Munich, while currently underway in the Italian Serie A is Pisa up against Sassuolo. Nigeria's player that's talking about Ebenezer Kinsomiro, and his coach is also saying that possibly the boy has not recovered from AFCON fatigue. That's according to the Pisa head coach. Don't forget that they lost their last game against Inter Milan. Alberto Gilardino has blamed the poor performance of Ebenezer in his recent involvement at the African Cup of Nations.
It's quite unfortunate for you to be blaming your loss on a particular player. And Kinsomiro,
It did not start that part. It did not start that part. So why are you blaming? And
Kinsomiro didn't even play at the AFCON as well. So he was just part of the team. So if Gilardino should look for some other excuse.
At some point, Pesa were 2 goals ahead in that particular match, and Inter came back and won that game 6-2.
Well, I think that the only thing that the coach is upset about is that his player missed 6 matches for them. Why he did not feature in any game at the AFCON? That's the only reason why the coach is upset.
And I can get the reason why, because before the AFCON,
he was coming back from injury.
He was also coming back from injury, and you can understand the reason why the coach is vetting his frustration to what happened with him going into the Super Eagles. But you can't just blame that particular loss on
big game coming through in the Italian Serie A is Napoli up against Fiorentina. Napoli definitely will be needing to win this game if they ever want to still have a claim on the title right there. But then we can see that we maybe be having a runaway leaders in the Italian Serie A. That's talking about Inter Milan, because Juventus are definitely on the back of Napoli. Napoli most definitely will be hosting Fiorentina, another team that needs to do everything possible to make sure that they avoid relegation.
Yes, for Inter Milan. For Napoli. They have lost back-to-back games. Lost against Juventus last weekend. And in the Champions League, where Antonio Conte is not the best of coaches when it comes to the European competition. He also lost against Chelsea. So this is a better way to kind of revive your season. And if you continue with this kind of form, before you know the league, you have lost the league, and hopefully against a struggling for Arsenal side who are also finding their foot back into because they are in a precarious situation where they are looking to get relegated. So for Napoli and Antonio Conte side, they have to get back to winning ways against the Fiorentina side.
Most definitely need to do that. Cagliari with Austin Hellas Verona, while in the French Ligue 1, it's going to be Paris FC up against Marseille. Marseille will be putting behind them, missing out of the Champions League right there. Lorient will be up against Nantes. Monaco will be up against Rennes. And tomorrow, right in the English Premier League, so we'll take a look at this particular game. That's a big game for this weekend. Tottenham Hotspur up against Manchester City. I mean, Tottenham, they have not been all that convincing this season in the league. But then Manchester City as well. So much to be said about them. Is it Pep Guardiola's recent type of formation, or do we even say the players the way Pep Guardiola has been, putting that squad together this season does not really seem like the Guardiola we've known before now.
For Pep Guardiola, I think even with the struggles as well, they are still getting points on board as well. And playing against Tottenham at this point, Tottenham has always been that boogie team for Tottenham, but ever since they moved to their new stadium, I think Manchester City have found joy in playing in that stadium.
The Tottenham Hotspur
Stadium. So they are also traveling to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium tomorrow to also, and hopefully if they are going to stand any chance still in the title race as well, they need to win the game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as well. And for Manchester City, Semenyo will be back in the team as well, and also Doku as well. So they have, and for Tottenham Hotspur, they have been poor. Thomas Frank has been making one complaint or the other about the team as well. Injuries and every other.
Well, every other team has even Liverpool has about 5 players out injured right now.
So injury is always part of the game as well. So I think Thomas Frank needs to find solution to whatever it is that is wrong with that team as well.
Well, we're far behind our time, but let me quickly ask you this one: can Michael Carrick do 3 in 3, and can Manchester United win 7 in a row?
It took Ruben Amorim for the 7 games to win 3 consecutive games. But we are looking at Michael Carrick do that this tomorrow. Yes, against Fulham. But the all questions that a lot of people are asking is that the kind of performance United have put up against City and Arsenal, can we see that kind of performance against the blue block side? And Fulham is the first test. Can we see that consistency? It's 4 games as an interim manager when he joined United. He has won 3 and drew 1, but it has been against the big side. Pep Guardiola, Mikel Arteta twice, and also Thomas Tuchel. So with what we have seen from this United side, they are counter-attacking side, but teams that are going to sit and wait for you, we want to see how tactical inept is Mikel Carrick against some of these small teams.
All right, we look forward to how the man will be putting up his score in that particular game right there against Fulham. One game that we played on Monday, and I'm very particular about that game because last season both teams were in the championship and Burnley were leading with 24 points. But now they are in the English Premier League and Sunderland is leading with 18 points.
It shows you that when you are with the big boys, there's this mentality that you have. We all know that Sunderland are a more Premier League team than Burnley. Exactly. So you
mean that Burnley are a more championship team?
They are championship team.
Actually, I'm not agree with that. Because if you're looking at teams,
Sunderland has got more Premier League pedigree than Burnley.
But in recent times, Burnley has been coming and going. Sunderland, and don't let us forget that Sunderland got into the Premier League through the playoff. They did not qualify automatically. But what that they did was during the summer transfer window is that they invested a lot. And that has played a huge role in their season.
That is where the pedigree comes in.
So you honestly, I feel what Syria said, because if you look at it historically, you give more credence to Sunderland than you give to Burnley.
But my own is recent time. One has been coming, he has been going, and it's looking like as he comes.
And I feel like you're a pain Man United fan because Burnley has always been a pain in the behind for Manchester United in the last couple of seasons. Faith, you want to add something to it? All right, so we're wrapping up the show right about now, and I would like us to drop 1 or 2 words before we say BYEs.
All right, thanks for having me, and I am looking forward to the games for this weekend, especially my team.
Bendel Insurance.
Not really. Yeah,
Okay.
Bendel Insurance, but not really. I'm talking about Barcelona, FC Barcelona.
Oh,
Barcelona,
okay.
we are playing a I know that my side is a side that concedes goals, as well score goals,
Okay.
and we are not doing poorly in the La Liga.
In the La Liga.
You know? So that's just it from me.
Hopefully, you guys win the La Liga this year.
We will.
All right, worried from you.
Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure doing this once again with you. And like you said, there are a lot of action. So after now, just gonna watch a lot of Premier League games, and also tomorrow Australia Open final. It's a big one to watch for.
Big day right there. Cyril.
Well, it's good to be here once again, and as Wari said, it the only thing I'm looking forward to tomorrow first is let's see how well Rivers United is going to do tomorrow against the Power Dynamos, and also for Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic. One is chasing his record 25th all time, while the other one is chasing his first ever Australian Open. So let's see how it goes tomorrow.
So big game for both players right there. Sports Option Hyper Radio 102.1 FM, and this is how much we're taking on the show for today. To everyone who's been a part of the show, thank you for allowing us rock your world. Thank you for allowing us preach the gospel of sport to you for the last 50 minutes. Talk about all of the in-singers, the lancer passes, the slams, and the dunks as well.